Hello, my mimics, and welcome back to the Mimic Commentary. I believe this is episode 29. I think we just did episode 28. And this is the first part of Stormveil Castle. So before we go into Stormveil Castle, remember we fought Margit, the Fell Omen, Foul Tarnished, smoldering with a flame of ambition. Thou shalt not pass. We're coming here for a Great Rune, so we can get access to the Round Table Hold, so we can meet the Two Fingers. Melina wants us to get a Great Rune, because Guidance is telling us to go here. Vare wants us to get a Great Rune, because Guidance is telling us to go here. Gideon won't be our friend unless we follow Guidance and get a Great Rune. Just from looking at the outside of the castle, it looks like we have might have multiple generations of stonework going on here. This gate looks much older than these walls because of how the brickwork is done. But it's just a guess. So, Stormveil Castle, its internal name, is Castle Edinburgh. Edinburgh is in Edinburgh, Scotland. My profile picture on my YouTube channel is a photo of me on Arthur's Seat, which is in Edinburgh. It's right across from Edinburgh Castle. Edinburgh Castle, when I went there, was very windy, just like this. It was also raining, though. It was very stormy at Edinburgh. Hidetaka Miyazaki went on site to look at the castle, to what do you call it? Get reference for the level, for this level in particular. Edinburgh Castle had, I think it's called the Black Dinner, which is what the Red Wedding from George R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire is based off of. And what's interesting about Edinburgh Castle is it's a very old castle, but it's built in like multiple generations. There's like, so if we look at this at the front, we see what looks like, brickwork, then this kind of like gold on top of it, this gold lining, and then this gold like spires built on top of it, and then we have the Sorosh banners. At Edinburgh, there is like this gate out front, and there's these statues of these two kings, and I think the kings are like, one's 600 years old and the other one's 800 years old, but the statues are only really there's Stormveil Castle. The statues are only really like 200 years old. Like, they were made to make the castle, like, to make it look older. Like, they were hearkening to a time long past. And that's kind of like what we're seeing with Stormveil Castle. We're seeing multiple generations. Oh, look, we have the Sword Saint, whoever that might be. We're seeing multiple generations built on top of each other. So, like, right here, we see what looks like beast gargoyles. We have tree symbolism. We have bird symbolism, more of that bird symbolism, which is important to the fringe people. And the banners with the Syrah, like, there's so much generation of work put into Stormveil Castle that, like, we can't say that these are all built at one time. Like, this could be added afterwards. The castle could be standing. This could be added afterwards, adding the tree when the Erd tree becomes the primary religion, or maybe it's the Great Tree. This could be added afterwards, that big hawk up there. While we're up here, we can see. Wow. Okay, so that's the beach that leads to the Demi-Human Cave. There is the Dragon Church. There is, what is that, Castle Morn? Oh yeah, Castle Morn. You can't really, what is that? Oh, that's the Everjail. That's the Weeping Everjail. You can't really see, you can see the Black Stone, the Hero's Grave, the Wizard's Tower, Fort Height. And if we come down here, is there something down here for us? No, we're supposed to loop back around this way. Okay. All right, so let's explore Stormveil Castle. It's hard to gauge a history. We're going to try and figure out who built this. I'm thinking, I'm thinking Sunrealm. And, a lot of this stuff is just added on top. You can see where the waste comes out of the castle wall. Look at that texture. Oh, there you go, loads in. Stormveil Castle, very big, so we're going to have to be, this is going to be multiple parts, trying to figure out what's going on here. So this guy dropped the Furling Calling, obviously a Tarnished, I think. if this guy had it. You know, the elongated necks, though. He's totally naked. Whoa. Yeah, the elongated necks. You know, in a place where people can't die, I guess they keep growing. And if they keep growing and growing, they get these elongated necks. But since he had Furl, Calling, Finger Remedy, my assumption is that he was a Tarnished. Fire Grease. I don't know if we can take what faction someone might have Fire Grease. That's to get back outside. Is there anything else over here for us? So when we cross down this way... Oh. Is this a Trina Lily? Okay. Trina Lily. Saint Trina. Saint of Dreams. Saint of Sleep. Look and listen. A big hole directly in the ground. Why is that? Was this built around this way, or was it always here? Like, did this fall out? Like, is this a naturally occurring hole in the ground? Well, so far we're thinking that the lands between might not be natural, so who knows? We have treasure over there that we're going to go get. More of this destruction in the side of the castle. More treasure up there, and then thorns. Now, if we remember, thorns are important. We have Ancient Thorn Design, boost fire damage negation, and the Briars of Sin, a maiden who had her eyes crushed out, venerating the repose of the soul. So why are there thorns? Looks like they're growing out of the castle wall in a spiral motion. Yeah, they're growing out and then out, like growing out in a circle and then going out that way, while these are growing on the outside. So the thorns are from, the call is coming from inside the house. All right, thank you, Saint Trina. Thank you for helping us look and listen. Yeah, was this like cannon fire? Some of them are big, some of them are small. So our only treasure from going in that raid is we get our Trina's Lily, which may be pretty good. That means a follower of Saint Trina should have been here, enacting her influence, because we have, yeah, if we have Saint Trina showing up here. Remember, there's the priest of Saint Trina, and the priest of Saint Trina use arrows. See our lilies on there. That kind of like air is spirituality too. That kind of looks like, you see that little essence coming from the tip. That kind of looks like the purple mist from the Trina's lilies, but it also reminds me of Roa raisins. Reminds me of Roa raisins. But we know the priests use these arrows to spread their teaching by putting people to sleep. My assumption is so Saint Trina can come to people in their dreams and enact her visions. All right. We're not going that way.
You there? Come over here, would you?
Okay. That kind of spooked me. Let's look at this area before we talk to him. Oh, there's Grace up there. And that's probably treasure. More.
You there?
Okay, shut up.
Come over here.
All right, we'll talk to him. So before we talk to him, we got to learn more about what this means. It's got roots. It's around his neck. It reminds me of the prophets who have to wear that. The prophets who come from outside the lands between have to wear this so people don't talk to them. This guy.
Come over here.
Ay. Shut your mouth, buddy. He is also missing a hand, and that one's really bloody. Uh-oh. Did he get grafted?
You're tarnished, aren't you?
Yes.
I would advise against taking the main gate into the castle. It's tightly guarded by hardened old hands. Oh, try the opening right here. The guards don't know about it. You'll breach the castle undetected.
We're not going to use the main gate. We'll listen to his advice.
Yes, that's the spirit. You're just the kind of tarnished that I like. I pray for your success.
So we could be asking, why does he want us to...
Use that opening to breach the castle.
Yeah.
The guards haven't a clue about it.
Okay.
You'll slip right inside undetected.
Okay. More banished knights. So I'm saying this is probably a Sunrealm castle. We have the dragons, they have wings. Then we have the hawks, they have wings. Kind of like dragons, but not really. And then we have the beasts. So I'm assuming dragons, hawks first. Then Golden Lineage comes in. Says, we're beast and tree now. That's Godrick runs the castle. Godrick is Golden Lineage. So this guy, pretty shady. He doesn't want us to. Actually, let's say if we use the open gate.
The guard, you'll slip.
Yeah, let's say.
Of course, I understand. When you approach the gates, I'll signal them to open. It's only your neck on the line after all.
Okay, so he doesn't care either way.
You, the guard, you'll slip.
Okay. That's interesting. That he doesn't seem to be on the side of the guards. We'll probably see why. This is the guards don't know about this one though. Rune fragment. The rune fragments are made from the castles that fell from the sky. Not the castle. What does it say? The ruins from falling from the sky that have light within. Could the ruins that fell from the sky be related to this castle because we found a rune fragment here? This is a ruin. This is ruined. There's no light shining out from over this. We have to learn more about the ruin fragment, like where they come from, to figure that out. And, oh, I didn't mean to fall. Here we go. We have our birds. And the legs have been cut off for swords. Can I equip a bow, and will it be too heavy? It will be too heavy. Oh, it's still pretty good, though. I guess I don't need my shield for this moment. He also has chains on his backs. Okay, so the birds are being chained, so they probably can't fly away. And their legs have been changed for freaking swords. So we have to feel pretty bad for these birds. Even though this castle seems like it's related to a lot of bird imagery, this probably is, I'm going to say this is probably Godrick's doing. Godrick isn't from here. He's from the capital. And he just took the castle. Oh, good, another grace, so we'll use that one. Could I do... Oh yeah, the guards don't know about it. There's guards right there. He lied. There's the Chapel of Anticipation. It makes sense why Godrick would be able to have a grafted scion so close to where the Tarnished are arriving, especially our Tarnished. You can see America's there. There's the Erdtree Knight. There's the chapel. Because it's just right across the way. But we have to explore over here. Yeah, there's two of them. That's sad. Headshot. Can they get up here? Oh, they can. Yeah, see, they can't really fly that well. What's probably the best? Should I go down first? What's up here? And, I know we can get someone to spawn there. I just don't know the trigger, so I'm going to try and get that to go. Okay, now we learn what these are. These are Stormhawks. A feather from the hawk that lived as one with the storms. And this is Stormveil, a veil of storms. These feathers, enveloped in swirling winds, are often used with arrow fletching. So these are the Stormhawks. The Stormhawks of Stormveil. So they must be first. Yeah, that makes sense. So this is firmly hawk imagery. The Fringe Folk banners have hawk imagery as well, like Birdman imagery, the Crucible Knights, the bird wings. So, you know, when we see these hawks, you know, another thing of that, thinking, were these people first, or were they always animals? You know, like, where do Stormhawks come from? Before, it looks, you know, this is not the natural state of a Stormhawk. They were, what does it say? Feather of a hawk that once lived as one with the storms. They used to live one. The storms aren't really raging right now, but it's still fairly stormy here. Oh, I get a mighty shot. So yeah, we can, you know, Godrick also is the beast lion. So we'll see if there's any disconnect between lions and hawks. We're gonna have to pay attention to that. And then any of that imagery of men becoming birds. Like, are there... Oh, nice. Smithing Stone 3. Is this different than the other Smithing Stones? No, it's the same information. But this is large. You can actually see it growing in size. Oh, we already had a 3, right? Oh, we have our first 4. We have a 4, too. These are found everywhere. Okay. Yeah, I think that's all of it. Okay, makes sense. Stormveil, Stormhawks. Now here, these guys we fought before in the Fringe Folk Heroes Graves, except they were ghosts. Ooh. Don't see me. I want to... Oh, he saw me. I wanted to read the shield. And that's the Stormblade attack. This guy has thorns all over him, too. Alright. Let's go with the shield. But, you know, I'm going to have to farm these guys. Alright. I'll be right back. I'm going to farm these guys for their items so we can talk about them. Okay, so we got some items. Now we can talk about who these guys are. Marred Leather Shield. Leather shield of Stormveil soldiers. Much like the castle, it is marred by mottling and thorns. So the mottling is the holes, and those are the thorns. And we know the thorns are an ancient thorn design, also the briars of sin. Some say it is the curse of grafting which causes such afflictions, while others talk of its root being something altogether more sinister and hidden deep within the castle. Okay, so these thorns are coming from something else, something sinister, hidden deep within the castle, and it's also growing on all of these guys too, whatever that sinister is. These are the Stormveil soldiers, and one of them cast Stormblade. Do I have Stormblade on anything? Stormblade, lost skill of Stormveil. So these are the Stormveil soldiers who have lost skills of Stormveil, that shearing storm winds, and we have the Stormhawks, who once lived with the storms. And these are the exiled soldiers, damaged iron gauntlets worn by soldiers sent to penal colonies. So Godrick, his castle, so far, we haven't found any of his soldiers yet. Just these Stormveil soldiers with Stormveil attacks, associated with banished knights to the Sun Realm, and... Oh, can I... Associated with banished knights and the Sun Realm, as opposed to his soldiers from the outside, from Landell. Which is pretty interesting. You know, most of his... Yeah, there's another guy. He's got like an executioner's axe. Those explosive? They are, but no damage there. jeez. So why is Godrick, why is his castle only being defended by those who are banished? I mean, this is their ancestral home. This is Stormveil. They have storm skills. Oh, hook claws. What's going on here? Weapons worn on the fist comprised of sharp parallel blades, favored by those who lurk in the dark. Lacerations cause blood loss, great effects. Claw weapons come in pair. Is this an assassin? Someone who was coming here to maybe assassinate Godrick? Hiding in the dark? Till they were found out by these penal soldiers. But it's just interesting that, you know, Godrick is... Oh, let's blow this up. Godrick is banished from the capital. Or hounded, or he flees the capital amongst the women folks. And then he takes on this castle. And the original occupants are the ones that he has guarding it. Now, were they always the original occupants? They were sent to penal colonies. They were sent to penal colonies. So is this the penal colony? Did he call them back? There's one banished knight at Castle Morn. That was Edgar. So where are the penal colonies? You know, if they're Sun Realm, it makes sense to why they would be banished. Seeing more of this Erdtree Knight. He's kind of set in storage. Maybe Godrick's upset without them. More of Sarash imagery. And then we have these paintings right here. We could see a Stormhawk with its feet not cut. And then we could see Stormveil before anything else was built. We still have that tower and the mountain in the background, and then the bridge to the tower. So these were built first, and then the castle was built next. And the Chapel Anticipation isn't there either, but it's not connected. So the castle is much newer. The tower is older, so that tower, we're getting some age on these towers now. We don't really know much about them, but we were tying them maybe to the underground stuff. More of this tree imagery, a family tree. Yeah, it's all hidden back here though. And it's like in storage over here. Throwing daggers, you know, when I see those, I'm thinking assassins. Assassins coming to kill Godrick. Godrick's got a great rune. Now let's go through here. Oh, there we go. We found Trina lilies, and then we found St. Trina's arrows. So a priest of St. Trina right here, coming to spread her teachings by putting people to sleep. So in their dreams, St. Trina can speak to them. And she can manipulate them in some way. We don't know what way that would be, but see you, buddy. Oof. St. Trina definitely has some goals. Oh, hey. Whew. All right, got the mushroom. I wanted to make sure it's not an item that I was losing. So St. Trina has an interest in Stormveil, which kind of makes sense. You know, so we were kind of maybe thinking that the butterflies might be related to St. Trina because of the... Oh. Because we found in the Earthbore Cave, it was a ghostly... it was a blue candle, like one that we found over here, that brought us to... that summoned a golden shade who brought us to the cave. And when we also found Trina lilies over here, that showed us the cave as well. And when we got in that cave, there was nascent butterflies and then the kindling butterflies. So, just like these, the smoldering butterflies, I mean. So I was kind of thinking, is that trying to tell us that St. Trina's saying, these are my butterflies, if you see my butterflies, think of me? It's her butterflies that led us to falling to our death. So, I don't know if that's, you know, I don't know if that's trying to say... She wanted us to, you know, the grafted scion would have killed us, but who knows? You know what I'm saying? Is St. Trina trying to, you know, are we a puppet for St. Trina? Again, she speaks to people in dreams, it seems like, you know, her saints put people to sleep, and then what is I think it's in here. A record of crafting techniques left by a man who was utterly captivated by St. Trina. He continued to search for her in his slumber. So St. Trina comes to people in their dreams. we can't go to sleep. So she can't talk to us directly, but, you know, the lands between is across the fog. It's very dreamlike. Is that her way to communicate with us? Whoever she might be. Somebody sounds mad. Who's angry? Uh-oh. That's Gostock. And there's a Banished Knight. Oh! Let's put him in darkness. Darkness is a good spell. Alright. So, yeah, no Godrick Knights in here, but we have Banished Knights, and it looks like a lot of people fell for that trap. Oh, we can see the Stormhawk painting much better now. Oh, just kidding, because I don't have any glowstones. This was painted after the gold was added to the castle, but before the hawks had their legs grafted with swords. The grafting the swords, that's totally a Godrick thing. Yeah, that's totally a Godrick thing. What's that other painting? What's that? Oh, it's a Banished Knight. It's a painting of a Banished Knight. Yeah, okay. Confirmed. Banished Knight. Sunrealm. Rusted Iron Key, open locked door in Stormveil Castle, and then what do we have here? The Curved Sword Talisman. A talisman depicting a curved sword and a swordsman enhances guard counters. I like guard counters. It is said that a blind swordsman was the originator of this technique. The art of following one's opponent to strike so as to leave them vulnerable to a well-timed reply. Okay, so why is this in Stormveil Castle? What does that warrior have to do with... What does this warrior have to do, this blind swordsman have to do with Stormveil and the storm? Because we were tying them to water. Because we found, actually it's in the... So first, we got a few curved swords thing. We have, this is a curved sword. Oh geez, there's a lot of curved swords. Bloodhound's Fang is a curved sword, and the Dismounter is a curved sword. Kate and Cell swords use this. The Bloodhound Knight Darrowell use this. And then this Shamshir was found in the High Road Cave, where we fought the Golem, where the Bones of the Earth looks like it originates with those golems. And if we look at our Blue Dancer's Charm, so this looks like the warrior starting class, and we'll talk about them when we do that episode, or if we get their gear before then. But we have the Dancer in Blue represents a fairy who in legend bestowed a flowing sword upon a blind swordsman, blade in hand. The swordsman sealed away an ancient god that was rot itself. And this technique is said to originate with the blind swordsman. So the blue fairy, the Dancer in Blue, gives the blind swordsman a flowing sword. And then with that flowing sword, he makes a new technique, allowing one's opponent to strike so as to leave them vulnerable for a well-timed reply. And it's guard counters. It's interesting that they're guard counters because they don't have shields. Like, why are you blocked? Like this 65 block, 42, 68. It's interesting that the guard counters is related to the flowing like water, which maybe that makes sense. You know, you flow like water, and you know, I'm trying to think, like if you're ever moving like water, do we know anything about being ever drifting? Well, we have the Nomadic Warriors Cookbook. Nomad warriors are always moving. Nomadic caravan. Yeah, it's hard to say. Why is that in Stormveil Castle? So far this... Oh, I didn't know you could break those. So far this place is related to hawks. So what does the hawks have to do with the blind swordsman, or the blue fairy? It's the blue dancer and the blind swordsman. Blue fairy, blue dancer, blind swordsman. The dancer teaches the blind swordsman. Trying to get it correctly. Yeah, what do they have to do with each other? Well, there was bats in that cave, and we usually find bats towards those ruins. Oh, what do we drop? Just glass. Okay. We want his armor, too. Fire grease. Oh, can I jump on that and then through that window? How do you get up there? This way. You have to jump down. Gotta make sure I don't miss that. See, I used the guard counter and he blocked it. Ooh, alright. More interesting stuff. The brick hammer. Alright, let's take a look at it. It's too heavy for us. This this is like the Kirk hammer from Bloodborne. Okay. So just from looking at it, it's a brick on a stick. Hugh, the Misbegotten, his smithing hammer is a rock on a stick. Okay? So I'm thinking Misbegotten, I'm thinking Hugh. Weapon made from an ordinary stone brick, wielded by a laborer who led a rebellion and later became a champion himself. It has a barbaric roar, a bestial roar, so he's a beast. This guy was a beast. Even among other bludgeons of its size, this weapon is especially weighty. The strength of a giant is required to wield it. Okay. Whew. Giants. Oh, geez. Okay. So a lot of loaded words here. The rebellion and a champion. Though that makes us have to think about... We have to think about... where is it? Castle Morn and the Revenger. The grafted blade, the Revenger's weapon. A lone surviving champion from a country now vanished was so determined to continue fighting, they claimed the swords of an entire clan of warriors. Oath of vengeance. Swear an oath upon the great sword, avenge the clan. There's also, it's the lone hero of Castle Morn. A weapon made of an ordinary stone brick wielded by a laborer who led a rebellion. Well, we know that the laborers of Castle Morn, we found them in the Morn Tunnel, are Misbegotten. And the final boss of that area, who dropped the rusted anchor, which talks about the tarnished leaving, and one was left behind. When the tarnished left the lands between their lord, when they left Godfrey, one boat was left behind. Hugh is a prisoner. He has a hammer. He's a Misbegotten. Bestial. The Leonine Misbegotten is bestial. His red hair. Radigan has red hair. Champion. Is it Hugh? Maybe it was Hugh. The giant thing, though, we're gonna have to learn more about giants. That one's crazy. Okay. Did I get... Oh, that's good. I got that item. The other item we need to get is... I think that one. I don't know how you get that one. Well, we'll figure it out. It also ties... Yeah, the laborer, it's tying... the culture between Stormveil Castle and Castle Morn. The Banished Knight culture, this Ancient Dragon culture. Now this Storm culture, the Stormhawk culture. Stormhawks and dragons, it's tying them together. Yeah, he's supposed to get there. But we're not seeing anything... I knew you were there. We're not seeing anything with... with Siraj, with the beast. This guy, that's for luck. Except for the banners that look like they're added secondary. Like the banners aren't there because this is a beast area. These are here because it's a Godrick. The beast banners are only there because Godrick's here and he put them up. Mushroom. Am I supposed to go jump down that way to get to that ledge? So what is Godrick doing allying himself? I guess maybe, these are banished knights. They're exiled soldiers. Godrick had to flee the capital. And, perhaps he is allying himself with Sunrealm soldiers. with people of the Sun Realm because his goal... Oh yeah, they're telling me to go this way. Uh-oh. Oh, that's fine. I'm strong. Woo. He's got storm spells too. Oh, jeez. Oh, crap. Alright, remember we had 6,828 souls, or runes. Oh, good thing I died. So let's try and think about Godrick while we're running through his castle. I'm just looking back there. Okay, he didn't spawn in yet. So Godrick is... Maybe I don't need Barricade Shield. I like being able to do Sacred Blade. So Godrick is banished, or it's not that he's banished. What does he say? He fled the capital. He flees the capital. We saw in the story trailer that his soldiers, like Golden Lineage soldiers, were attacking the capital. And then Radahn also attacked the capital. Assumedly, he attacked the capital because Margit was there. Godrick, right? I mean, everyone's trying to. The Shattering, no Lord of Rose. They're all trying to become Elden Lord. We have to kill these guys because I'm trying to get their items. Just trying to paint a picture of the Shattering. Radahn, the order of people who come through this area is Godrick comes here first. He flees the capital. We saw the Golden Lineage attacking the capital. So the Golden Lineage is, they're down on their luck. Their lord was banished. Okay, that makes sense. Their lord is banished. They don't... Golden Lineage probably not going to be in the succession when Marika and Radagon go missing. We're assuming Radagon's missing because how else would there be an Elden Lord? We know Marika's missing, so Radagon and Marika are both missing. The Queen and the King are gone. The Queen and the Elden Lord. Oh, he got me. Oh, God, he got me. So, a succession crisis happens, it looks like. We have the Grace-given Lord. He seems to be holding the cards in Landell at the moment. But then we saw Margit in the story trailer. Okay, we'll avoid that for now. So, Godrick, Golden Lineage, not doing too hot when it comes to who gets to run things. Let's cast Darkness on him. And with a light beam. Oh, sweet. Hell yeah. Some banished Night Greaves. All right. So we're going to learn about this group that Godrick seems to be allying himself with. Now, why? We're actually going to jump down the way and do a loop. But first, we'll inspect all this stuff. I'm going to inspect all this. We're going to inspect all, I swear. But I know there's a Site of Grace here, and I just want to hit it. Oh, see, look, we have less runes than before. Something sneaky's going on. Okay. So, Godrick is banished from the capital. He flees the capital. The Golden Lineage attacks the capital. Doesn't work out too well. He allies himself with these dragon worshippers from the Sun Realm. And he holds up one of their castles. And so far, none of his knights from the capital who fled with him are actually following him along. Instead, he's with these banished knights and these exiled soldiers who have storm magic. They worship dragons, and they have the same power as storm hawks. Thick, full set of armor covering the entire body. These greaves were worn by knights who, whether by misfortune or misdeed, were forced to abandon their homes. So, the exiled soldiers, they go into exiles and they're sent to penal colonies. They're prisoners of war, essentially. But these knights were forced to leave their homes, whether by misfortune or misdeed. Misfortune or misdeed, it's most likely, a little bit A, a little bit of B. The Sun Realm probably wasn't that good. It was just the previous ruling power. These fierce warriors were each and all accomplished. Perhaps this is why, despite their territorial losses, they were still named knights. So, although the Sun Realm is gone, and these guys were banished, they were still great knights. Oh, look, you can see his eyes have grace, so even these guys have grace. They were still great warriors. So they still get to be knights. They get to keep their titles, though they lose their lands, essentially. So you could still be a knight, but you're going to lose your lands. Oh yeah, I guess this is how you're supposed to get down there. And Godrick is allying himself with them. And it makes sense. The Golden Lineage... Oh, no, Arteria Leaf. Okay. The Golden Lineage isn't doing well. Godrick's the last of the Golden Lineage. His forefather, his ancestor, Godfrey. Oh, you know what? I want to check something. His ancestor, Godfrey, is banished. All right? Then this new guy becomes Elden Lord. And I didn't mean to do that. Oh, maybe we could kill the banished knight. I'm gonna lose all those runes to frickin' you know who. We'll pick that up in a second when I explore this top part. So he allies himself with these dragon worshippers, perhaps in like a quid pro quo. Like, when I come back into my kingdom, I will reinstate your lands. You know, you were all accomplished knights in your time. You fought valiantly for the Sun Realm before your territorial losses. Fight for me, and when I come back into becoming Elden Lord, when the Golden Lineage... Oh, here we go, Commoner's Garb. When the Golden Lineage reigns supreme, then you shall have your land back. Yeah, look at that. I lost like 2,000 runes. This is what all those commoners... So I called them commoners before. These are the people who got massacred at Castle Morn. Garb with a thick embroidered cape attached. Standard wear for commoners of the lands between. So most common people, not part of nobility, would wear this with a board hung from their necks depicting the spalling tree. Its roots and branches forming two holes. Two holes. This self-imposed shackle, I guess to put your arms through. A voluntary display of allegiance to the Erd Tree that increases faith. Wow, to show that to show that you have the allegiance for the Erd Tree, you have to wear shackles around your neck. You have to show like this burden of faith. It's kind of like, it's a little opposite to the prophets who, it's like parallel to the prophets, I should say, where the prophets have to, the prophets are put into exile and have to wear like the cogs around their neck. Instead, people who want to show absolute faith in the Erd Tree, they will do it voluntarily. Oh, he's not there. Well, we'll try again. Actually, let's talk to him.
Oh, hello. Glad to see you safe.
Are you?
I've come into some fine goods. Only it turns out I can't use a one of them. Perhaps you'd like to take them off my hands.
All right, this guy has a good racket going on. He's a thief. He's selling the bandit gear. This comes from the thief class, I think. Light for ease of movement, supple for masking sounds and trade. They offer little to damage negation. So this guy, and he's got lucky feet. You know, he's a thief. This guy, he wants us to go into the castle so we can come here and buy his things. He's full of it, and we're gonna buy him. He can't use the cestices anymore, fist weapons that come in pairs, because he's missing a hand. Festering Bloody Fingers. That's interesting that he has Festering Bloody Fingers. These are cut. These look like they're cut from like an actual like the Bloody Finger people. Is this guy a secret follower of the Lord of Blood? The one only known as the Lord of Blood? Or did he get these from Bloody Finger Tarnished who came through here? I can't buy anything else.
Fare thee well. I pray for your success.
I don't believe it, Buster. All right. That was the first part of Stormveil. We have a lot more to go. Stormveil is big and has a lot of secrets. We are just getting a taste. But we're building out our understanding of the world as we come along. Learning about Godrick's alliance with the Banished Knights, with the Fringe Folk, with the people of the Storm. Even though it looks like the trade for becoming an ally of Godrick is your hawks have to be grafted. But that's the price you have to pay if you want to regain power. All right, you know the drill. Let's do the thing.